Well, things got heated tonight at the village board meeting in Hoosick Falls, where people have been dealing with a contaminated water crisis really for months now.
People are fired up about essentially having to pay for poisoned water, and their questions didn't stop there. Kimberly Howard is live in the studio with us now with our continuing coverage of this story. Kimberly, what answers were the people given?
Well, listen, Greg, the mayor assured people that the state is still in negotiations with Saint-Gobain and Honeywell International. Those are the two companies likely responsible for the PFOA contamination. Now, we know those companies must pay for the cleanup in addition to bottled water and filtration systems for residents. But as we saw tonight, there are more aspects of all this that residents feel those companies should shell out for.
Please, folks, please. Can't hear.
Still so many questions circling at a village board meeting in Hoosick Falls. Among them, whether people should be reimbursed as they run their taps to help flush a contaminated water system.
They shouldn't have to pay anything for water. They didn't. The village residents didn't contaminate that water. Saint-Gobain contaminated it. Saint-Gobain's predecessors contaminated it. I don't see why they should have to pay a dime for water that they can't use.
Mayor David Board says he's hoping to have a resolution to that issue by next month.
I don't know if it would be in the form of a credit or a rebate, but some type of a credit, which is my term, for the recognizing that people have done this self-flushing.
People also raised concerns about swimming pools and hot tubs. A representative with the DEC saying the department hasn't yet determined the proper guidance for how to dispose of that type of standing contaminated water or filling the pools back up.
I'm not going to pay for that on my water bill to fill it back up. That's like 15,000 gallons.
Meanwhile, Board says bottled water will now be available 24 hours a day at the police department. Police officers will step in to deliver when needed because water delivery volunteers have become overburdened.
It is way past time for a private water delivery service to step in, and that absolutely needs to be paid for by Saint-Gobain. And where is the Department of Emergency Services as well?
There's also another issue. The DEC says a supplier mistakenly shipped a box of valves not meant to be used for drinking water to a contractor. Those valves were then connected to the filtration systems being installed at a number of private wells in the town of Hoosick.
I mean, it's just staggering that a valve would get installed that clearly says it's illegal to use in a potable water situation. And then the excuse that we're getting from the DEC is, well, that's what they sent us. So it's just frustrating that this is a hiccup that we don't need. We're trying to get these filters installed, and now they have to take time to go back out and uninstall a valve that never should have been in there to begin with.
A DEC spokesperson tells me they fired the companies responsible for that error, and they're working to track down the number of incorrect valves installed so they can correct that. The DEC wasn't able to tell me how many private wells may be affected by this, but the department says those people will be contacted. If you're still concerned, you're asked to call the state Hoosick Water Hotline at 1-800-801-8092. That number, of course, is also on our website, CBS6Albany.com. Liz?
All right, Kimberly, thank you.